Okay, we are recording. So go ahead, Adrian. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yay, awesome. Hi, everybody. Thanks to Carrie and Adrian's fabulous social media training. Just for some updates, some things have changed, some things have not. So I'm going to go over some of the fundamentals that really haven't changed. This is a reminder to how to best post and operate your Instagram account. I do most of my stuff on Instagram, so I'm going to focus on that. Carrie is a little more versed on Facebook, and so she can share a little bit about that too. But my name's Adrienne Lovejoy. I live in San Diego. I'm a double diamond at Works Global, and I've been doing this crazy rap thing for 5.5 years. Oh wow! People sometimes I hear them. They're like, "I've been doing this for 3 years, and I can't believe it's been so long." I'm like, "I've been 5.5 years." But it's been the most amazing journey. I'm grateful literally the first thing every morning. I'm so grateful that I don't have to go to my 9 to 5 anymore. I never not wanted to work. I just knew there was more than commuting to work every day, working for someone else's dreams, working my booty off for maybe a 3% raise every year. And I'm so blessed that I found this. I briefly caught the vision with a different company. So I had it in the back of my head that people just like you and me were making 5-figure plus monthly incomes. And then my best friend, Nicole Marshall, whom we all know and love, introduced me to It Work. And once I got laid off from my job, which was a complete blessing in disguise, I joined It Works and never looked back. I get to be the work from home mom I've always dreamed of being. My son's upstairs playing Fortnite. I don't have to have him in some sort of day camp all day. And we've enjoyed the summer together. It's been absolutely fantastic. I have complete financial freedom, and I'm working toward freedom of time. Financial freedom is the next step, and I'm going to retire my hardworking hubby next year. But so a couple years into it, I started getting more and more aware of Instagram. And there was one girl, and I think she was in Miami, and she was the first person to kind of blow it out of the water with Instagram. And I took notice. And at first, the kind of It Works community was like, no, belly to belly is still the best. But I am such a firm believer that you have to utilize social media. I'm a very outgoing social person. I would never not do belly to belly. And I market my business when I'm out and about living my life, especially in the summertime. You're around new people, old friends, and that's what you're doing. So I boost people, I do everything out and about, but social media is such a valuable tool because you can work it in bed, you can work it at the beach, you can work it on the couch watching the World Cup. I mean, seriously, you can do it everywhere. So it's so important to utilize that. And you can also connect with people in your area. I'm meeting with a girl next week who I just met on Instagram, and she texted me actually based on one of my keto coffee posts, but we'll go over kind of what led to that. But so I'm just going to go over some fundamentals on what to do when your daily Instagram activities. It doesn't take much time. Literally, you can multitask. I was literally messaging with a girl while I was doing my workout this morning, doing my squats, and I can message while I'm doing my squats. Literally, like, you can incorporate this anywhere. It's so easy. During the commercial, we don't have commercials anymore because we have DVR, but during a downtime, during your favorite TV show or whatever, you can follow people. Like, you can literally squeeze this in anywhere. And are the 4 fundamentals. So there are 4 things. The first one is follow, unfollow. That's as simple as it sounds. You have to make sure you're following people, growing your network. And then you have to unfollow. It used to be a bunch of apps. I don't use them anymore because they start getting wacky after a while. I want you to pay for them. So I manually go in every couple days, go into my people that I am following, scroll to the bottom of that list and just unfollow. And you can do them in chunks of 20, chunks of 50, chunks of 100. But just make sure you're turning your people, because you can only actually follow 7,500. So you want to make sure that you're keeping that balance. So just make sure you're unfollowing and following. And for following, think about who you want to attract. I want to attract moms. So I'm going to go into mommy groups, local gyms in general. They have this whole new Club Pilates phenomenon, or Pure Barre, or Orange Theory. Go into your local Orange Theory Instagram pages and follow those people. And here's another tip is when you're in, let's say you're in an Orange Theory, wherever you are, Orange Theory San Diego, I go into their latest post and then follow all the fun people that I want to see, the cool moms, the cool smiley faces, family faces, cool names, just normal names, nothing like, you can kind of tell initially what a cool Instagram account looks like. And from their latest posts, because those people were just on Instagram within the last day or two. And then I don't vet everybody. I'll go into everybody's account individually and like dissect them. That'll organically phase themselves out. So just go in and look for a pretty face, or a family picture, or a couple, or a girl with her dog, or whatever, and just follow. And then sometimes you can find other businesses that are in that area that you could go into and do the same thing. So just be a little bit smart. You can do local wineries, you can do local churches, you can do anywhere, but just kind of think about, you don't want to go into Justin Bieber's account because those are all 12-year-old girls. So just kind of think about who you want to attract. You can even go into your phones, into your maps, and just go to local and little, shopping areas from, your local town or the town next door. And they have the little icons on all the stores. You can find salons, boutiques, restaurants in your area, and then just take their name and plug it into Instagram. They're all going to have an Instagram account. And bam, you can follow them too. Or if you want to go international, go to London. Go to London on your phone maps, and scroll into like one of the local business areas and find salons in London, or in Sydney, or in Hamburg, Germany, or in Madrid, Spain, and anywhere else we're open for business, and start finding people that way internationally. But that's it. That's follow, unfollow. Pretty simple, but again, it has to be kind of a constant thing. You got to constantly, and just do them in 20, 30 people chunks. It doesn't have to be a lot. And a good percentage will follow you back. Number 2 is posting. You want to make sure you're posting, obviously. And I throw sample posts onto to my messenger group. You can find other It Works leaders posts. My main Instagram is Dream Girl Adrian. Feel free to follow me on there and send me a message or whatever, and I will happily send you the post I just made. I don't reinvent the wheel. I copy them and just make them my own and add my own info or whatnot. The posting is important. Don't spam, and don't make it look like you're a big black, green, and bling wallpaper. It takes a while. For me, it's very subtle. It takes a second for you to see that I'm an It Works girl. So I throw in lifestyle posts. Sometimes I don't mention It Works at all. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful I get to sit here by the pool on a random Tuesday and not have to go to work, and I'll just say that. Sometimes I use it as an official business post where I say, okay, looking for 5 more rock stars to earn a $5,000 bonus. I put lots of motivational quotes. I put just extremely positive. I put some funny stuff on there. Lots of selfies, pictures of my family. Mike hates pictures, but I squeeze them in there. And sometimes make sure every once in a while throw a black, green, and bling picture on there.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Why do you have 3 separate Instagram accounts?
Because I maxed out one of them, and I saw Jocelyn Yates did it, and so I just started a brand new one just to be able to expand further without having to constantly unfollow. And it
maxed it out, meaning you're only allowed to have a certain number of
people that you follow.
Okay. People that you follow. Got
700. And I started getting really close to that. And then Jocelyn Yates, she has like 6. And so I just started another one and started doing it that way. And they all have just a little bit different themes. So you can do it. It does double, triple the effort, but they're the same. Like they're all the same. So if somebody follows me on all 3, you're going to see the exact same thing on all 3. But
do you have to go into each one to do your story, or can you share them to the linked account of the other Adrian?
No, but they link really easily. I can just click into each one of them without having I'm logged into all of them all the time. So it's actually pretty quick. So yeah, the posting, just keep it bright colors, just keep it super positive, super awesome. You can get creative with graphics. Carrie's going to go over that for the stories, which is really, really fun. But if I'm not really a creative person. I don't go in there and do a ton of photo editing. I just do fun pictures and just bright and colorful. People love food. People love fashion. People love flowers. People love, positive messages because it's amazing how many people love just an inspirational, uplifting quote. And I get all the time, thank you so much. That was so needed today. And I'm like, great, that's awesome. So super important to post. I would post between your Instagram stories and your regular feed. I would do 5 to 10 at least. It takes less than a minute if you just know. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't have to some people write like big old long stories on there. Don't have to. Just put in the mornings. I always do a fun graphic and I say, "Good morning, my friends. I wish you all an amazing day." And then a handful of hashtags. I use hashtags. Some people don't. I think it allows people to find you. So, but that's a preference too. I also keep my account public. That's a preference too. I find it's a lot more beneficial if you keep it public. So that's posting. So far it's follow, unfollow, posting, like, and comment. Spend a few seconds scrolling through and just double tapping. If you see a cute baby, comment really fast. "Oh my gosh, that baby is so cute." "Oh my gosh, your vacation looks amazing. I'm so jelly." Like something like that. And it gets you on there, or a weight loss transformation, say, "OMG, you are so inspiring. Keep up the good work." Like just something like that, super quick. So do that now and again.
Oh my God.
And then the fourth one is almost the most important. They're all important, but this one is so necessary. You have to message people and follow up with them. Posting is not messaging. Posting is not blitzing. You can't wait for them to come to you. You have to, when people are liking and commenting on your pictures, especially business and product posts, you go in there, use their name. Very important, use their name. Thank him for the Insta love or the double or the heart or whatever, or the awesome comment or inquiry, and then ask him a question. Super simple. "Are you interested in what I posted about?" I'll answer that in a second. And then ask them if they're interested. "Are you interested in this coffee? I am so in love with it and would love to share more. Have an amazing day." Leave it at that. You can copy and paste those messages and send 20 in 15 minutes. And you have to do that, set a goal for yourself to message 10 to 20 people a day. Over time, that adds up fast. And all of a sudden you're having conversations coming out of your ears. And that's the end result. That is what you're going for, is conversations, connections, and helping people figuring out what they want and helping them achieve that with our amazing opportunity. And that's it. There were a couple questions. I'm not sure who asked that. I'm not sharing them from different accounts. I just have different accounts, so I post in each individual account. Don't worry about different accounts. Just focus on your one. I just happened to had gotten to a point in my first one where I wanted just to have a lot more freedom to follow more people. Don't worry about multiple accounts. Once you get to over 10,000 followers and you max out on your 7,500 and are kind of stuck, then contact me and I'll talk to you more about the multiple accounts. Not necessary. I just do it and go from there. And then there was Michelle, you had asked something. That's a good question. That has changed over the years. It used to be post at least 6 to 8 times on your regular account. Now Alyssa Billieu is saying that you only post once or twice on your regular account and do 8 to 10 stories a day. And so you just have to find your own balance. I still post on my regular account, but not as much. I do focus more on the stories now because you can get a lot more leverage that way. Because you can add those fun new features like hashtags and locations and polls that Carrie's going to talk about that just really ups your exposure and gets a lot more views. But you just find that balance because I still want to make sure that I'm updating my regular account, because when somebody clicks on my regular account, that's what pops up and that's what they see. Your first 9 posts are your message to whoever's looking at it. So make sure it's super awesome, make sure it's super positive, and those 4 things. Just really quickly again, follow, unfollow, post, like and comment, and message and follow up. Jade Hooper's version on Instagram, instead of blitz, wrap, repeat, which we've all heard, is post, message, follow up. So post, message, follow up is the blitz, wrap, repeat social media equivalent. The other thing is that's really, really important is your profile. what you have there, your little message to whomever is looking at your thing. Make sure it's a super positive, clear, happy picture on there. And then your profile, I wouldn't even say anything about it works. I would leave that out. Mine says, let me read you what mine says. This is my main one. It says, I have my whole name with 2 little green hearts on either side. It says family, friends, fun, and freedom. And then a whole bunch of super fun emojis that are, related to my character and my likes and all that. Like a palm tree, an airplane, a glass of wine, a dolphin, the world, life changer, boss babe, earth lover, and happy mom in sunny San Diego. And then I even put an American flag and a German flag because I'm German American. And then I put kindness matters. And then I put my phone number. And then I have the link tree, but don't worry about that yet. If you're ready for it, we can tell you what Linktree is. It's a fun web that you can link to different things. But you can, if you want to, again, on Dream Girl Adrian, click on the Linktree and at least check it out what it is. And it's super easy to set up. But I can do that individually with you if you have a question about it. But that's just what you want to do. I don't even say that I'm an It Works distributor on it. And then I say Escondido, California. And then you can click, I did put a keto coffee post up this morning, so you can, there's a little It Works thing, another keto coffee. But even, I don't do hardly any before and after pictures, because if you look at your engagement, those are the ones that get the least interaction. People feel like they're getting spammed. So you can even use you know how to use if you post something, you can put multiple pictures up. You know how to do that? Yeah, so they can, and then I'll even put swipe for results. And then they can scroll through and see before and after pictures. But the first post is something about lifestyle or a bathing suit picture or whatever. So that's what it is. Now and again, you'll see a little It Works thing, the cleanse I did, it's a really pretty picture of the cleanse like that. I mean, that's just really tasteful. And then I'll put a cleanse thing. But, and then the other thing is do it when you're posting, make sure it's a call to action. If you're doing an official business or product post, and same on your Instagram stories, make sure you have a poll there. Or what I do on my posts, I'll say, I'll give them something to text me. So if they're interested, I don't have to think about, what am I going to text this person right now? Hi, I'm Adrian from Instagram, blah, blah, blah. That's taking a whole ton of their time. So I'm shrinking that down by saying, text keto coffee to my phone number. And I got a text today. I got a text this morning said keto coffee. Super easy. And then I start a conversation via text. Or log on to, or get started yourself at my website, blah, blah, blah. But give them something to text. Or if it's a business post, text change my life to 619, blah, 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 or whatever it is. And those are the fundamentals, and those just need to be done over and over again. And the more you do it, the more momentum you're going to get, and the more people you're going to be talking to. And after a while, people are going to be messaging you. You have to get your, I wish I could be like, oh, it's okay if you just get a couple followers. No, you have to get in the 4 digits at least. Get to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And that takes a little bit of time. But again, it's not difficult work, you guys. You can do it in front of the TV. You can do it sitting in a stoplight. Okay, in California, you're not supposed to be on your phone, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, it's so easy to do, seriously. And just put that time in while you're falling asleep or while you're waking up in the morning. There's so many ways you can just incorporate that. So get those followers up and start those conversations. And that it works. Most of the top 100, 150 top money earners, a lot of those are these 20-something girls blowing it out on social media. And that is how I've been building my business for the last couple years. Chastity, who's on this call, we found each other on social media. I think all of my girls that I've signed up this year is even, well, maybe a couple not, but probably 75, 80% is all Instagram. It works. You just have to have that consistent activity on it. It's like being open for business. If you're not posting, you're not open for business. Not interacting with people, you're not open for business. And now, but the latest things change on social media. It went from just your main stories, and then a couple other things came around that we adjusted to, and now the latest and greatest is Instagram stories. And that is really where it's at. So I'm going to turn over to the amazing Carrie, who's my sideline sister. And that's the most amazing thing about this business, is you meet all these fantastic people that you work side by side with, and get to learn and train and do everything with. I love it. And Carrie is rocking out these Instagram stories and fun graphics, and she's going to go into kind of what she does with those and talk to you about some really fun ways to spruce up and spice up those Instagram stories. And again, it's simple. It just takes a couple of little steps and a couple of little tips to make those happen. So go.
Thank you, Adrian. Well, like Andrea had said, my name is Carrie Ruffley, and I have been with It Works for about 2 years. I am a registered nurse and mom and wife first, but then I fell in love with these amazing products and decided to take the plunge. And I'm down in Gilbert, Arizona. And I am not going to take credit for what I'm about to teach you. I'm going to tell you that I sat and watched an amazing YouTube video that Cami did with Alyssa Bayou and Claire Flores, and I learned so much. And so then I sat down and was like determined to figure out how to make an Instagram story and how to make it look better than I was currently posting. And so this is really fun. It's really easy. I'm going to tell you first a couple apps that you're going to need to download. If you don't already have Pinterest on your phone, you're going to need a Pinterest account, because this is where we're going to download a lot of the images that we use and the backgrounds. So our goal is to take our Instagram from just posting to our Instagram wall, and we're going to be posting to those little circle bubbles that run across the top, which is your Instagram story. And so the apps you're going to want to have are Pinterest. You're going to want Word Swag, and Word Swag is SWAG. That is an app that's going to let us overlay text over pictures. And it does it in such a beautiful way that there's different fonts, different colors, different graphics. And I have been hearing that maybe Android doesn't have the ability to download Word Swag. I'm Apple, Adrian's Apple, Michelle here is Apple. I think Ronnie is Apple too. Yes, she is. So if you're Android, you may have to just dig for a different word overlay app. One of them is Fonto. Phonto is an Android option for word overlay. Also, there's one called Typorama. My favorite is Word Swag. And so I'm going to be using Word Swag. Like I said, if you can't get that on Android, then you're going to want to find a different word overlay.
Here's one I made doing that. I mean, she's going to go into detail, but I made everything about that.
Yep.
It's just super pretty.
Yep. And the other one you're going to want to download is Design Lab. And again, I have a friend who's on Android. I think she had a little bit of an issue with Design Lab. That is what it looks like. I don't know if I paid for that or not because I don't remember details. I'm very blueberry.
No, that one is, they're all free except for Word Swag.
Yeah. I think I paid for Word Swag also. I think it was like $4 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was worth every penny of it. It's worth every penny for what it can do and the way things look. So I'm going to take you through how to take your standard picture that you would want to upload on your Instagram story to look like a magazine quality print. And so this really spoke to my scrapbooking side. Years ago, I used to like to scrapbook. This is kind of like that, but even if you're not creative, I can teach you a couple simple principles that you're going to use in your story that's going to help build that story. And if you're thinking, why would I do my Instagram story? Because I kind of thought that. I had a girlfriend who's just a little bit younger than me say something to me that caught my attention. I said something about, did you see my Instagram post? And she said, I don't even scroll through my Instagram feed anymore. I only watch the stories. And I went, oh my gosh, like, why is that? Well, it's because the younger generation is, like Adrian said, they don't want to take the time to sit there and scroll endlessly. And now, because we know that Instagram is not giving you your feed chronologically, they have an algorithm, and if you notice when you scroll through your Instagram feed, you might be looking at a picture from 3 days ago from your girlfriend, and then the next one is recent that somebody just posted, and then the next one is old again. So it's not chronological anymore. And so, but Instagram stories are, because they only stay up for 24 hours. You are seeing what people are saying or posting or showing you right now. And so that is the reason why a lot of people are going to the Instagram story. So I agree with Adrienne. Put something that's beautiful, inspirational, appealing to others on your Instagram feed, your post, but then spend your energy and your time about what you want to get in front of people in your Instagram story. So those 3 apps, I'm going to tell you real quick why you want them. We want to create an image that is going to be beautifully appealing to people when they look at it. So I'm going to give you an example really quick of something that I created using Design Lab. And I don't know how well you can see that, but that is a background of like a simple white background that has these little gold bubbles. And then I set that picture on top of that background. And then if you look at the top, it says join for $99 plus get 4 free wraps. And then at the bottom, it has my message, okay? That is something that was on my Instagram story. That message at the bottom says, I have 3 spots open for ladies who want to join me. You'll qualify for a $100 shopping spree. You'll get weekly bonuses on tops of commissions, blah, blah, blah. So that pretty little visual was created using those 3 apps. Can you guys all see that?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how we're going to use those 3 apps. When you go to your Pinterest, I want you to go to the little, on your home screen at the top where it says search, type the word iPhone background. If you're Android, just type screensaver background or whatever. When you type in the word iPhone background, it is going to pull up a ton of images that are in the perfect shape and size for Instagram stories. Have you noticed when you guys create a picture for Instagram stories, it's in a long rectangular shape versus a Facebook post or picture? So when we're creating these images, we need a pretty background. So here's where we're going to find your background. So if you wanted to say maybe iPhone background bubbles, and you search in Pinterest for that, you're going to see lots of different options for different backgrounds you could use. I think that's how I found the one I had. Or you could say iPhone background plain. Be creative about what you want your background to look like depending on what that picture is that you intend to post. My intention for that post I showed you was to show somebody freedom. That was 2 girls sitting on the beach, like enjoying their day together. And so both the background and that image are downloaded from Pinterest. So first you find your iPhone background that you like. You could try iPhone background plain and just type the word plain. So that being the case, it's going to pull up a ton of different colored, visually appealing backgrounds you can use that we are going to use for the background of that post, okay? So once you have that and you have found the background that you're going to use, you can just choose anything if you're playing along. I found this one, and that one, is it too bright?
A little bit, but okay. Yeah, no, you can see it. So it's just the background, right?
Just a plain background. Yep. And then if you notice right up here, you've got 3 little bubbles on your top left. If you click on those 3 little dots on your top left, it'll pop up a screen that says download image. So if you download the image, it'll drop that image right into your camera roll, which is where you're going to want it. So once you have your background, you're going to go back to your Pinterest search. If you already have a picture you're going to use that's a It Works picture, say a promotional or something like that, then you're good to go. But in the example of the one I just showed you, I wanted to show people living a life of freedom or enjoying their time at the beach. So whatever it is that you're looking for, you could type in girls on the beach in your Pinterest, because Pinterest is full of photos. So if you typed in girls on the beach, I found a really fun one. First one came up is this one. Look how cute that is. This is 3 girlfriends lying in the water on the beach having like the best time ever. So this one, I would save that one. In the top left, there's those 3 little bubbles, and click download image. Once you have your images saved that you want to use for your post, then you go into your Design Lab. And when you click on Design Lab, it is going to open up with a screen that looks like this. And in the top right, there's a little plus button. When you tap on that, it's going to ask for access to your camera or to your albums. I choose my albums, and then choose the plain background that you downloaded. So whatever that plain background is, download that first or upload it. And I'm just going to bring one up that's a plain white one that's got these little gray bubbles. Let me darken my office and see if you can see these better. So that is just like a little background that has gray bubbles, or whatever you have as your plain background. Then at the bottom in Design Lab, there is a little icon that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th icon over, says add photo. When you click on add photo, it's again going to ask you, where are we importing a photo from? You're going to choose gallery, which is your camera roll, and then go in and pick a photo that you're going to upload. I'm picking, I have a keto coffee one in my camera roll, and I'm going to upload that one. And so once it's brought up, you can play with the size of the photo that you've just brought in. So I've got my white and gray background, and now I have uploaded the photo that I'm going to use. This would be a keto coffee photo. And then if you're happy with it the way it is, you can hit accept. You can move that little photo around on the screen, so you can move the little photo around where you want it, depending on where you're going to bring in your type, your word type. So just hit accept, and then you're going to hit there's a little forward button in the top right screen that allows you to forward and save that. And then you just save it to save image. Okay. So we've gone to Pinterest. We found a plain background we want to use, and any stock pictures that we want to use that are beautiful pictures within Pinterest that are already sitting there waiting for us, we can use, depending on what emotion you want to create for your post. Then once you have that saved into your camera roll, you're going to go into your word swag or your Fonto or whatever your text overlay app is, and open that. And when it wants access into your camera roll, you're going to say library or your photo libraries and tap on the image you just created from Design Lab. Okay, so now I'm opening up my word swag or whatever photo overlay, your font overlay. And now I have the picture saved that I just created on word swag. Down below, most of these apps are going to ask you what size you want to create this. It's going to give you the option of like Instagram story, Facebook post, Facebook cover. We're going to choose the Instagram story one because it's going to make it the appropriate size and shape for your Instagram story. And then click next. And now you've gotten to the point where it is going to allow you to create your text overlay. So whatever it is that you want to say, I'm going to just do a demo real quick. I'm just typing in here, start keto today. I would obviously give it more thought and attention than that, but I just want to show you what that looks like. So that previously plain image that I created in my Design Lab, now I'm in some place that I can say whatever I want to over top of that image in beautiful text. You can do this within Design Lab, but they don't have as many colors for your font or your text, and they don't have as many font options. So I definitely would spend a couple dollars on word swag to be able to do it here rather than just in Design Lab. So like I just chose this font. It says start keto today. It's on this image, and then you can, type away. You've got plenty of space to type there, and then you say save. So you've just created something instead of just like using the Instagram story. When you're in your Instagram story and you open up, you have the availability to just type while you're in your Instagram story. So down below in your Instagram story, it gives you the option to type, and it's going to give you a couple different options in your background. You've got this colored rainbow one. You've got a bunch of different colors you can make as your type background. But doing these first in Design Lab gives you a much more visually appealing way to reach people in a way that looks professional. It looks like you have your stuff together instead of just using the stock background that comes with your Instagram story. So these are the stock backgrounds. You've got a couple different color choices. You've got a couple different font choices to type something as a message. And I do use these sometimes if I want to introduce something before I show the picture. But really the ability to design something beautiful that kind of looks like, we don't want to look like an infomercial, but it does make it look more professional when you create something on Design Lab first. So then as you upload your work of art or your picture or whatever it is that you're uploading into your Instagram story. So if you're still with me, go to your Instagram story and let's pretend like we are going to post something to our Instagram story. And you don't have to actually post it, but I do want to take you through the process of something that comes next, which is very important, which is more than just posting in your Instagram story. It's what you choose within the Instagram story that helps to draw more attention to your post. So when you are in your Instagram account, at the very top left is going to be your little bubble. That is where you tap on your Instagram story and it'll show you a current story that you have running. So I have one right now going with my wraps. This is a wrap. This is what it does. This is the little poll where you can vote and a fun little GIF comment there. So when you type on that little bubble and you tap on it, it opens up your Instagram story. And down in the lower left is where it allows you to pull in a picture if you want to pull in a picture. So let's say we're going to pull in that picture that we just created on our Design Lab. So I've just uploaded into Instagram this little picture that I am going to plan on posting. I'm not really going to, but what I want you to know and what I want you to see is that once you're in your Instagram story and you have a picture pulled up that's ready to go, you have a couple different options here in the top right. The first one is the most important one in my opinion. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can. There's a little pad of paper with a smiley face in the corner turned in. When you tap on that, it opens up the ability to tap your location, to do @mention, to do a hashtag, to use a GIF comment, GIF, whichever one you want to call that, to include the time. And this is where your poll is also.
So I'm clicking the little face with a turned over corner.
The little happy face square. Yep. And when you click on that, each one of your pictures that you upload in your story on Instagram, you want to choose at least one of these options because it will help bump you to the front of the Instagram story algorithm to use these one or multiple of these little options within the happy face. Yeah. So when you use this hashtag, be creative. If you're doing a keto post, use hashtag keto transformation. Michelle did a keto story that was multiple pictures. So when you upload, you want to upload multiple options for people to see. So you can start with the thing we created and then layer on it. So you can upload it again and layer the same thing, adding more messages onto them as you go. And when you do, you want to use these hashtag options, locations. So I realized when I was in San Diego last week, when I was posting to my Instagram story and I included my location of San Diego, California, you can see on your story how many people are viewing your story. If my stories normally have about 100 to 200 views a day, when I was using San Diego, California as a location, just with my general picture, no matter what it was, including that location, took my views up to like 300 and 400. Which I don't experience that as much at home because I'm just in Gilbert, Arizona. It is a fast growing little town here in Phoenix, but San Diego was a hit spot. So when I included that location, it really upped my views. And that's the whole idea, is that we can increase the amount of people that are viewing our story, hoping that they will see something that either encourages them, inspires them, or grabs their attention and makes them want to follow us back or go out and follow us. So be sure when you're posting to your Instagram story, you're using at least one, if not multiple options within here. The little GIF is hilarious. You can type like, so say you're doing a post about what you guys are eating for dinner and you're having like beer and nachos or whatever. If you type in the little Jiffy option and type in, this is actually really funny, and type in pig, it's hilarious. Some of the little piggies that pop up on your little Jiffies are hilarious. Look at that little pig doing push-ups. It's hysterical. So the one night I was out to dinner eating burritos and beer with my family, I included the little pig at the bottom doing push-ups. And like, I got so many hearts and likes and like, because it's so funny. Like, so be creative and add things to your post that add humor, add delight or interest or something like that. So totally utilize this little square that has the happy face, because it's really going to allow you to really make your post that much more appealing to others. Also, once you upload your picture the way you want it, you've got your little like GIF comment or location. There's also this little pencil in the corner. When you tap on that, it gives you the ability to draw on your picture. So this was really fun. I did one that was start keto coffee today, win 5 free days of keto energy. So once I had 2 pictures uploaded on my background, you can do 3, 4, 5, however many pictures in Design Lab you want to add to your picture you can do. So I had 2. The first one was coffee. The second one was keto energy. Start this today, win this for free, 5 days of keto energy. I was going to give away 5 keto energy for anybody who started keto coffee. So with this little drawing pencil, you can choose any color you want to and draw on your screen. And so I used like the red, and I drew like a little arrow with a little thing like this that said, like, can you see that arrow? That's ugly because I just did it backwards, but it was start this. I drew an arrow, win this, and then I drew an arrow on my picture so people can really see a clear visual for what you're saying, like start this, win this. You can draw whatever you want. If you want to draw a heart around your keto coffee because you love your keto coffee, when you're in that little pencil, you can draw a heart over something and then create attention to that area. Sorry, there you go. You can kind of see it. So all of these things help create interest onto your post as you go. Lastly, I will say that you can also, in the top right where the little capital A, little a, you can also add overlay here. So when you have posted your Design Lab picture the way you want, you've added the font and the type that you wanted on WordSwag, you can post that. And then in the bottom right corner, once it's posted, you can say save photo, and Instagram is going to save it just the way you created it to your camera roll. So you can come back and add it again exactly the way you had it the first time. Now you're going to see it again in my next post, but now you can type something with that little, in the top right, there's the little A. You can add something, and I would say, I'm going to just use like hurry, sale ends soon, whatever it is. And you can put that over top of what you already had. And when you click on this little A box right here in the corner, it puts a box around what it is that you just typed. And it allows you to, I'm going to show you. It allows you to add your overlay with a color box around it. I don't know if you guys can see that because of my glare.
Here's an example of mine I just did yesterday. It's almost gone. There's that. Oh, every time I click, I had added a new thing, and then at the end I put that, and then a hashtag in between. Does that make sense?
Yep. So like this, I don't know if you guys can see this one. This one is a wrap post.
Ooh, I like that picture.
And then I added the type at the top. I gave you a before and after. Yeah. And then there's a poll and type font that got added. A little like flashing emoji thing at the bottom. This is our new sale. So you want the wraps and the greens in the keto coffee. There's that box at the top. So that's
Yeah.
the type that was added after. And same with this one. That green little box of type was added after the picture from that little area at the top. So we have lots of options in here. I would say some of the most important things to keep in mind are when you're creating a story that is visually appealing, that you're including not only something about a product or the keto lifestyle that you're excited about or the sale that we have, but then throw them something about your life, something silly, like something that you may not normally share with people, but that it's just real and it's silly. Like you walk into the kitchen and your kids left a mess and there's food everywhere in the sink and you're like, but this, like, you know, whatever it is that's going on in your life, as long as you've got product stuff and then other pieces of your life to keep their interest, then you're doing a good Instagram story. Because if our story is all only products, then certainly people are going to get tired of watching our stories and they're just going to like fast forward out of it because they think it's going to be an infomercial. So really important to keep our Instagram stories raw, real, personal, and then throw in how the product is influencing our life, how we're using those products, but you can use these different apps to make it visually appealing and beautiful rather than just, you know, a blurry picture from our camera on our phone that we uploaded, and I hope you can see that, right? The other thing I wanted to tell you too is that Adrian had said this, that on your Instagram story, you have the ability to attach your Facebook story if you'd like to. So there may be something with those algorithms. We know that when we post from our Instagram wall or our Instagram post, when we attach it to Facebook, Facebook knows that's coming from a third party and it's not going to put us to the front of an algorithm. But with the Instagram stories, that may be the case. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, Nicole just hopped on.
Oh, hey, Nicole.
I was waving at her. No, I love all that. And you're right. It might be easier just to post it separately on the Facebook.
But what I noticed is, like, for me on Instagram, I have a lot of people following me in my Instagram story.
Right.
But when I have a Facebook story, very few people are following my Facebook story. So if I get 200, 300 on Instagram, I'm getting about 25 on Facebook. And I've come to a conclusion of my own about my own followers, that my Instagram followers are Instagram story people. Yeah. I think Instagram people are now going to their stories, where I think Facebook are just maybe starting to get an idea of what that Facebook story is. But Facebook people are still scrollers that like to scroll through a feed. Yeah. So I use mine differently. So I'll use my Facebook feed and I'll use my Instagram story. Both differently. So you can attach your Instagram story for now. So if you want to focus on your Instagram story, because we all would say unanimously that Instagrammers are following stories.
Yeah.
So if you want to know real quick how to attach that, go to your Instagram account and go into the little corner to go to your profile. And when you get to your profile, you are going to tap on the little cogwheel on the right side. And then this is also where you can see your Facebook friends and Facebook people to follow. If you have your Instagram and Facebook attached, you can go through follow all the way down. So you're sure that you're following the people on Facebook, also following them on Instagram. And then as you scroll down, you're going to get to where it says under account, linked account. And that's where you can link your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever. And then story controls. So if you have scrolled down underneath your privacy and your settings, you're going to see story controls. It's about the 7th or 8th one down. When you tap on your story controls, it's going to pop up a screen that looks like this. You're going to want to be sure that you allow message replies from everyone. I did not know that that was something you had to turn on, and I had a friend tell me I can't comment on anything on your Instagram stories. I was so embarrassed. So you want to make sure that you allow message replies from everyone. And then as you go all the way down to the bottom, it says share your story to Facebook.
Oh, okay.
When you turn that on, when you're creating an Instagram story, it will link it to your Facebook story. Yeah. And so then when you get there, once you've perfected your Instagram stories, you're loving the way that they look, you're loving the way that the story plays out, then if you want to go and you want to start building your Facebook story separately, and see if you get any more followers by posting your story directly to Facebook, not through your linked Instagram. You can play with that. But like I said, for right now, what I have learned is my Instagram followers like my Instagram story. I'm getting tons of views on that. Whereas my Facebookers are still liking my Facebook feed and my posts there versus the story. So play with it and see what you get. But if it helps you for time management, at least as of right now, start with linking your Instagram story to your Facebook story and see what you get. I don't love it linked, but it's a good place to start. And you're still going to get views. People are still going to watch it. I just don't think it has exactly the same functionality within Facebook if you do that, because if you have like 30 views on Facebook, it'll show you here's 15 and then there's 10 more, and I can't see who those 10 more are. So there are different settings within Facebook that you'll have to play with to see if that works for you. So I hope that you guys found that beneficial. This is the what we've kind of stumbled upon, the key points being how to make your posts visually appealing and make them beautiful and intentional. And then also what is helping us get lots more views. So it's not only using the hashtag from within that little happy face when you're creating your Instagram story, but when you go to the little A in the top right corner where you can type overlay onto your post, you can hashtag that too. So you can say hashtag keto coffee and type it, and also use the hashtag within the little happy face. Does that make sense? Yeah. So there's lots of different ways that you can add and bring attention in, but the more you use clever hashtags and the more you use your location and the more you do these little options within there, the more views you're going to get. So on some of mine, I've even in that little happy face, it has the ability for you to like tag somebody on Instagram. I tag myself. So my account on Instagram is Mrs. Ruffley. When I post something, and I know that I might be drawing people who don't otherwise follow me, I have my little at the bottom of my post. So it says, yeah, it says at Mrs. Ruffley at the bottom. So if they're just seeing it because I was included in their hashtag and they see something that they like, they can just tap on that at Mrs. Ruffley. Now they're on my page. So, and that's within that little smiley face in the corner also. So lots of options here, tons of ability to reach people and get yourself out there and more visualized by using these Instagram stories for sure. Adrienne, did you have anything else to add to that?
A couple things, yes, that was awesome. I remember she just blew my mind when you did it with me early, and I had so much fun. So my biggest tip, that was a lot of info, but it's all awesome. Just start playing around with it. You're so good at it and so creative. Just start playing with them. Like go onto Pinterest, find some backgrounds, play with the pictures, go onto Instagram, post them, and start playing around just so you can personally get that interaction with it. Like mine keep just getting a little bit more creative and a little bit more intricate, but just have a ton of fun with it. And the other one thing that I heard was videos rank huge. So, next time you're out and about somewhere and you see a pretty rose bush you want to take a picture of to add to your Instagram, make a video of it and kind of circle it around the bush or whatever, or at the beach, take pictures of the waves. And then you can overlay on top of the videos too. So, and I heard that those rank really high. So throw in some videos here and there.
Also too, I meant to tell you guys, we stumbled across this. When you're in your Instagram, you know how to go to DM when you're in your Instagram. It's that little paper airplane in the top right corner. If you're messaging with somebody on Instagram and you want to FaceTime them, you can do this from your Instagram now. So go to the little paper airplane on the top right. And if I wanted to call Adrienne and talk to her face to face, like we're doing right now, on DM, I can. So let me tell you how to do this. You're going to go to your DM. You're going to type in the person that you're messaging with or you want to talk to. I'm going to tap on Adrienne Lovejoy.
I see it.
And it's going to show our connection between the two of us, maybe our conversations. In the top right, you're going to see a little video camera. Yes, you're going to see a little video camera. If I were to tap on that right now, it says calling Adrienne. And we can have a live conversation face to face in Instagram Messenger. Guys, this is huge. There's lots of people that you're talking to that are not iPhone, they're Android. This gives us the ability to FaceTime live with them. So when you're messaging somebody on Instagram and you feel like I just keep typing the same thing, like it would be a great opportunity to say to them, hey, do you have a second to chat? I would love to just give you a quick face call, or I'd love to just talk face to face with you for a second. They get the real thing. They get to hear my voice. They get to see my excitement. They get to see I'm a mom with no makeup and have my glasses and hoodie on and I'm just a hot mess. And all those pictures are just my finest. And you get to see me drink my keto coffee, and I'm going to tell you how good this keto coffee is. And you get to have a live video call, and it's right within your DM on Instagram. So use it. It's so great. And this is something we just figured out. It's unbelievable that you can video chat with anybody anytime on your DM and Instagram. So when Michelle says, I am starting to really love my Instagram, this is why. Because they've given us so much connectivity with people. It's incredible. So that was like our newest find, and we're loving it. And we also now have Instagram TV. I'm not going to spend a lot more time because we've been on for a little bit while now. But when you look at your Instagram now, you're going to notice in that top corner next to where your DM is, there's that little TV screen that's pink and orange.
Yeah.
When you tap on that, it gives you the ability to watch much longer videos. So instead of just 15-second increments of video, you get to go here and you can search Instagram TV, what's popular, what you're currently watching, what you're following. But there's a little cogwheel within there, and it says create channel. You can create your own Instagram channel and post videos. You can do much longer videos here, almost the equivalent of doing like a FaceTime live.
Wow.
And they don't evaporate after 24 hours. They're going to live here. So I think you're going to see, like we see everybody on Instagram going to Instagram stories. I think we're going to see them following people's channels. And I think the ones that are putting content in those channels and have most current, regularly updating their channel are going to be the ones that win. So I haven't played with this a lot yet, but I do know that there are some that are popping to the front of my feed as the most popular, and Alyssa Bayou comes right up at the top. So the other thing I was going to say, like Adrienne said, have fun. But some people I can recommend that you just follow their Instagram stories for ideas and inspiration on how they post is going to be Alyssa Bayou. She's in under Alyssa Wilbur. And then also Claire Flores. And I would say that their Instagram stories are clean. They're beautiful. They're real life. They are funny, and they are really, really good. Claire Flores is in under Fast Forward Girl. And if you just follow their stories, their Instagram posts, I think you'll be inspired with what we mean by like having a beautiful, well put together, professional looking, but real life posts. Those two are at the top of who I follow and where I get my ideas from. And like Adrienne said, I don't reinvent the wheel. I just take something that looks beautiful and go and make my own on Pinterest and Design Lab with their ideas. So that one I showed you, we'll close up with this, but the one that I showed you, which was the picture of the girls and the bubble background when we first got started here, was 100% something that I imitated from what Claire had done. So this one, that is the picture, and this was the end of my Instagram story. They saw multiple pictures before we got to this point, but at the end, it has the picture of the two girls living the good life on the beach with that simple, visually appealing background. And in word swag, I typed the overlay that says join for only $99. This is something I copied almost verbatim for what Claire Flores had done, but I made it my own. So I found my own background, I found my own beach girl picture, and then used my own wording to put what my message was. But you better believe I went back to Claire's post 4 times and looked at it, read it, and said, what about that is so great? and then tried to make it my own and then put it on my post. So hopefully that helps. I hope you guys, this was informational. I'm so glad it's recorded so people can go back and watch it and take notes. And the one that I learned from was the one that Cammie did with Claire and Alyssa. And I watched it 4 times because they were giving so much information and I was like, oh my gosh. And so the more you watch it, the more you'll get it. But Adrienne, go ahead. Did you have anything else?
No, that was fabulous. I think those were 2 awesome components with my fundamentals and then your amazing, I mean, I have so much fun since I've been doing it based on your, and I did watch Alyssa's too, but then you just added to that like tenfold. So
one last thing. Sorry, I keep remembering things I want to tell you. On your story, when you complete your story for the day, it's going to stay there for 24 hours. At the end of your story, in the lower right corner on your story, as you watch your own story, at the very bottom, it says more. Where it says more, say save. If you didn't get a chance that busy day to go back and see who voted on your poll or see all your viewers, if you click save, it's going to save your, and it gives you the option, save photo or save story. If you tap on save story, it'll save your story to your camera roll. Not necessarily all your viewers and stuff, but it'll save your story. But I got a message on my Instagram yesterday for my story, and it said 320 some people saw your story. If you click on that, it'll let you go back into the pieces of your story and see who voted on what.
Yeah.
And if you loved your story that day, you were really proud of yourself and you really love that story and you don't want to lose it forever, you can click save story and it'll save it to your camera roll so that you can then have it saved to your camera roll. It saves it like a video and then you can show it to your team. You can show it to your new distributor. You can show it to the people that you're trying to help, that story that you made, so that you can quickly show them this is what a story looks like. Here's a piece of my day. Here's what I had for breakfast. Now here's a little bit of a business post. Here's product. And now I ended it with, you know, my husband and I in the pool with the kids or whatever. You can save your story. So don't let a perfect one go to waste.
We've had so much information. I'm going to add one more little piece. You can whoa, that's a phone call. No, call you back. You can create highlights. So when you have your story, you can click on it and there'll be a little thing and it says highlight on the bottom next to those, that's more, and you can create highlights. So I have, my highlights are freedom, health, family, nature, and I think I have environment on one of them. But and then you can save them to those highlights and people can view them after the fact. So I would recommend doing that too. And you can create different ways of that. But
Adrienne, do you ever save stock pictures into your highlights?
Stock pictures?
Yeah, like before and after or anything like that.
You saying not to?
Do you?
Under health, what do I have under health? I might. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
They're just, yeah, I do. That way.
Okay. A little bit of both.
Yeah, it's just, I mean.
Cool. All right. Oop, Adrienne froze. Am I froze too? All right, Adrienne's stuck for just a second there. She'll come back. All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have questions, don't hesitate to send me a message on a DM on Facebook or Instagram. I am so happy to help or answer questions at any time. This has just become a brand new fun hobby of mine. I totally love it. Adrienne is the same way. She's super, super helpful. She would answer anything at any time. One team, one mission, 100%. So reach out if you have questions. We're super happy to help. And I am going to post this recording to Team Ignite as soon as it has hit my cloud, and you guys feel free to share it with anybody that would like to watch it. And then I will let Michelle or Adrienne or Nicole post it to Legends so that anybody who didn't get on can go ahead and watch this and take notes and message us if you have any questions. So thanks for jumping on, all of you that stayed on. I know it was long, but there's a lot of information in there. And go make your Instagram stories and your Facebooks awesome. So God bless. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.